Share with you guys today how to build a routine on a weekly basis that saves you 5+ hours a week. This is what I work with most of my clients on. It feels like there's never enough time to get everything done. You feel a little overwhelmed by things. How do I fit it all in? You're probably trying to balance, this business that you feel really, really excited about with life. There's life obligations and whether it's your kids or your family, or you may be a caregiver, or you want to spend time with friends, and there's hobbies. It's like, oh, how do I fit it all in? And so this is a really common thing I work with people on, is how to save time weekly and to develop a weekly routine that keeps you productive. And these are some time management tips for business owners. And so um, I want you to start with, what are your priorities? So people seem to think that everything needs to be a priority. I get it. Don't worry. I've been through this process and I periodically have to revisit this process. We get so consumed with everything has to be done and everything has to be done right now and to relieve this pressure. And it feels like everything has to be a priority. But I want you to really step back and go, but what are my non-negotiables per week? What do I want to be a priority? Is it making sure all your emails are responded to by the end of the week? Is it, um, every Monday I check in with my clients? Is it, I want to make sure I leave time 3 days a week to go to yoga class? I'm not getting that in, and I really want to do that, right? You want to develop your priorities and your cornerstones on which to build your weekly routine, right? So if there's non-negotiables, or you need to be off at a certain time to pick up the kids, or whatever the case may be, or you want to stop working at 5 o'clock every night, develop your priorities. What's important to you? What do you want to have happen, and what has to happen, right? And that becomes your framework to start building your week. Okay. Then step two is, then you time block. I know there's some of you all out there, I've worked with people like, I hate time blocking. It feels too rigid. Okay, there is a way to time block that is still flexible, still allows you to go with the flow. Okay, this doesn't have to be as rigid as it sounds, but you do want to time block in a certain fashion to help you achieve what you want to achieve, because focusing on particular activities in particular periods of time help you get done what you need to get done faster, right? This is a process. You have to kind of go through it, trial and error it, tweak it, and then come out the end with your process. I've been through this multiple times, and when life priorities change, business priorities change, I kind of revisit this process, and my calendar and my availability and my whole weeks change. And that's okay. This is a thing that needs to be revisited periodically. Um, but you want to time block and focus. So I will block times and I will block weeks where my focus is big projects. Like, I can't focus on big projects when I have 5 other meetings during the day. So it may be a meeting and then an hour and a half break, and then a meeting and another hour break. I am built, this is how I know with my human design and me going through this process, it's harder for me to go into kind of like focus mode with bigger projects in these hour and a half blocks. And if you talk to other people, they're like, but why? I mean, you have an hour and a half. You can just like stop and then you can focus. That's just not how I'm built. It's okay. It might work for someone else. You have to time block for what works for you. So I block time to work on my admin things, to work on bigger projects. And then in my in between meetings, in other smaller blocks, I can focus on smaller tasks. Keeps me much more productive and getting things done. But that's what time blocking looks like for me. The key is to find what time blocking looks like for you, how you're designed, and how you work. Then, step three is you review and you adjust weekly. Going through this process, okay, what worked? What didn't work? How do I make a change? What am I going to try next week? Now, some of you, like my calendar, it's built out weeks in advance. So sometimes tweaks don't get to really go into effect for a couple of weeks, and we have to adjust some things, and then we have to try it, and then we have to, tweak it again. But the key is to review and adjust it until you get where you want to go, right? So if you want to simplify and execute your goals and stay productive so that you can focus on what you need to focus on and then have the time off that you want to have off, we need to be productive with the time that we're spending, right? And so I encourage you guys, grab my Vision to Results planner. It's really going to help you block out based on those goals and based on those things you want to have happen, what those quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily tasks are. That starts helping to build out things you need to do on regular intervals, right? And then if you want some help figuring out what those priorities are, how to figure out the time blocking for you, not for everybody else, but for you, um, book an action accelerator with me. I built this so that it is one-on-one. It's up to 90 minutes. We're going to peel apart what your week is, what you're doing, what you're spending your time on, and we're going to figure out how to block your schedule, how to structure your week so you will save at least 5 hours a week. And bonus, I will show you how you can save money at the same time. So if you want to save 5+ hours a week and you want to save money, you want to book an action accelerator with me. Guaranteed you, I will find you the money back that it costs for the action accelerator in very little time. All right. So grab a spot. We've got the links below. Check them out. Grab your planner. Grab a spot for the action accelerator. They are limited, but grab your spot today. Hopefully that helps you guys really try to start building a weekly routine that keeps you productive and lets you accomplish what you want to accomplish.